The only experience I had ever seen with computers was in maybe the beauty shop when they'd be scheduling appointments, or various offices, and all I could see were colored squares going, and that arrow going every which way, and it looked so mind-boggling. It just was too much hassle, and I'm not a very patient person.
I was going to be forced sometime or another to get a computer because everything was going to the computer. You could no longer make a phone call to get a question answered. You had to look it up on the computer.
My little granddaughter was like, when she was 3, she was on it, and I used to say, now your mom's not here. You turn that off, shut it down the way it's supposed to, because I don't want to touch it. Because I was afraid I would do something to it, or it just wasn't something, it wasn't my cup of tea, let's put it that way.
As far as fear of the computer and the technology, I think any senior citizen is going to have that because we've been out of the loop for so long. And it's a strange thing. We didn't grow up with it. And so it's strange and it's very frightening. When I use Elder Tree, it's just fun. It's fun for me to get on there and communicate with people and interact with other people and play a couple of the games that are on there. I'm loving Bejeweled right now.
I didn't know how, the mouse was really hard for me. So I learned to use the mouse by playing Spider quite a bit. Spider Solitaire. I still goof around with it a lot. I'll get it way someplace it doesn't belong, but I'm getting better with it. I read the posts more than I post for some reason because they have so much to say and I don't really know. I like reading the posts better than I do, except for my own messages, and those I feel like are my messages, and we go back and forth and we know what we're talking about, you know.
When I first started working with the computer, there seemed to be a group of people who had been together for a long time, and I felt like the outsider, kind of standing on the outer edge of the circle, and oh, well, should I say something? Should I make my comment? Are they going to think I'm stupid? But I finally did make my comments, and nobody ever called me stupid, at least to my face.
It's a support group. People share recipes, they share news about their life, vacations, but it's an emotional and a prayerful support group.
I don't feel so alone. I can talk with people who've gone through some of the same things that I have.
We have one right now that's in pain. She's been suffering and the doctors can't find out what's the matter. And, you know, you just kind of, you connect with them. If you've been in pain, you know what they're suffering. And you can kind of relate that to them. I've been there and done that. You know, I mean, they're not alone.
They're my shoulder to cry on, and I'm theirs. And we will talk about the past, things that have hurt us in the past, things we've done in the past, things we don't like, things we do like. It's just like having my next door neighbor come over, and lots of times, at least on my end of it, after I've made a comment, I'll get a little blurb from one of them in my personal mail saying, hey, that was really something that you said. I really liked what you said about that. So, you know, it kind of gives you a, yeah, I'm doing okay.
I've got this one lady that lives in Milwaukee, and we go back and forth a lot. And I feel close to her for some reason. I never met her, but I would like to. But yeah, it makes you feel closer to people.
When I use the computer now, it's I get information that I need. I get socialization because I'm communicating with other seniors who have similar problems and similar joys as myself. And I get a great feeling of satisfaction that I'm mastering something that I didn't think I was going to want to do again.
The things I've learned on the computer, not the computer itself, but physical knowledge of the world. I've gotten more intelligent, I might say, in my old age. You'd think I'd be losing it, and so far, I haven't.
It's not just words. There's people out there that actually care about what happens to you, even if they've never met you. So the feeling needed, feeling wanted part, feeling that you are a part of, goes right along with the branches on that tree.